Alright, welcome back everybody. You're watching the Premier League Season 3. My name is TriumphantMan and I'm casting Fnatic versus Team Dignitas. Fnatic currently sitting on 1 win, Dignitas on 1 win. So we're into the third and final match in this best of 3 series. Who will walk away with it? I don't know. If Dignitas winning the first game pretty easily. Fnatic though completely coming back in the second match and taking control and never letting go. Great combo there with a negative armor and life stealer to counter the Lone Druid pick. Really, really fantastic stuff. And some fast bans from both teams. We've got the Batrider ban by Fnatic as well as Enigma. Both of those heroes really the driving forces behind their first game loss. Chen the first pick for them. Meanwhile though, Dignitas have banned Rubik yet again, as well as the Darkseer, and they pick the Naga Siren. Oh dear, she has managed to leak through, indeed. So we'll see how she goes down in this setting here, but at the same time, if International taught us anything, it's the fact that Naga Siren can and will be dealt with. The question is, do Fnatic have the chops to do so? The second pick though, and will they grab up some nasty AoE to go with Siren, or what will they go for? They could, Naga Siren, she's got some big teamfight initiation setup. She's the initial swing for the Wombo combo, or she can just go for some split pushing shenanigans, getting a Radiance on, or even just using Riptide to push multiple lanes, or even farm the jungle while push a lane is very effective as well. Dignitas really thinking through the second pick. Of course, we also need to remember that Lycan is still on the board. Now, if Dignitas go for a big AoE teamfight combo, Fnatic can opt to go, you know what, let's grab Lycan, we've got Chen, and let's just split push. You want a 5v5, we'll refuse to give it to you. It can be very frustrating to have a huge powerhouse attack and then just not be able to land it because the enemy team refuses to group up. Tidehunter being picked up as well. Looks like they're going to have some pretty big AoE with them. And Fnatic, how will they respond here? The double pick for them. They've already locked down Chen, so they've got a decent jungler there. Will they pick up some split pushes, or will they pick something a little bit more traditional, something to go fight? Or will they just pick up some counter initiation? We saw how Na'Vi used stuff like Void just to set up, just to counter the Naga Siren. This could be some pretty crazy shenanigans this game. And Fnatic about to go into the overtime, so they're really thinking this one through. But I honestly would like to see split push for them. If we've got stuff like Lycan still on the board, I mean, why not use it if it's there? Or will we see, possibly for one of the first times ever, Lycan being left alone, not being picked, not being banned? That's like never happens. Never, not once, not ever. Fnatic really, really taking their time on this one. They're coming through here. I think it's likely that they're going to just try and... I don't think we'll see any soft picks like Leshrac, or even just soft picks like supporters. I think right now they're going to try and get some really key heroes. Solidify their mid or their carry. Or even just pick up a really, really nasty combo. We'll probably see Fnatic pick up the supports later on after the second banning phase, just because they're pretty easy to come by. Dignitas, on the other hand, the question is, are they going to go all in for the huge big team fight? They could do with some more AoE if they wanted to. I still find it interesting, still nobody picking Tree. I know a lot of the community has been sort of knee-jerking over the changes to Tree as well as Alchemist, and honestly, haven't seen a lot of either of them. Fnatic though, they go for Templar Assassins, so there's some mid-game firepower. Venomancer being picked up as well. I'm not sure really where they're going with this right now. Templar Assassin, definitely a very strong 1v1 mid hero. Venomancer, a pretty decent support as we saw last match. But at the same time, they don't really have any good counter... Like, this is one of the big things. Against Naga Siren, you really want to have some really strong counter initiation. In one case, that can be Tidehunter, as we've seen Na'Vi do it. That can be also the Void, the Faceless Void as well. And in this case, well, they don't really have it. And this, maybe they're just hoping maybe they're hoping that Chen can help them ride it out. Maybe they're hoping that with a pipe, a mech, as well as Hand of God, they'll be strong enough to ride out. Of course, Templar Assassin, quite tough naturally. Refraction is nice, but if she gets caught out by Naga Siren, it can be quite easy to lose all of those wonderful charges. Dignitas, though, with their final pick now, before we slip over into the second banning phase. Right now they probably could. The question is whether or not they're going to do a dual mid. They could try and do a dual mid to shut down Templar Assassin. As we saw last match though, sometimes that doesn't happen. We saw Templar Assassin basically playing 1v2 against Venomancer as well as Fog playing Invoker, and really Venomancer and Fog just got absolutely trashed. Templar Assassin outfarmed both of them, managed to pick up a couple of kills. It was actually really painful. It just came down to just a couple of ganks here and there from Chen as well as Crystal Maiden. Queen of Pain, though, the third pick for Dignitas. I think the question is whether or not they're going to put Queen of Pain as a sort of a ganking hero, put her in the mid, or they could even run her in the safe lane and try and farm her. We've seen that happen before. Dignitas this time decide to ban out the Lifestealer. It's an interesting choice. He, of course, does have the built-in ability. He does have the built-in rage, which is really nice, the magic immunity. Tiny also being banned here as well. Tiny's somewhat interesting ban. Don't really see him a whole lot, and I don't see a huge amount of synergy with Fnatic's lineup at the moment. I'm definitely a little bit surprised by the Tiny ban, but if Dignitas win this, I'll ask them about it. Enchantress, though, being banned by Fnatic, that makes sense. They don't really... Enchantress could quite easily work her way into Dignitas' lineup, and they don't want that messing with Chen, or even just basically having that kind of jungler would allow them to take advantage of a suicide lane and bust down the tower extremely quickly. And for people who are asking who won the first game, you can see up here, see the little green pips underneath the hero kill numbers. This is how Dota 2 dictates, or basically displays, who has managed to win a game in a best of 3 or a best of 5. The little green pips represent a win. So both teams currently tied up 1-1. Now Fnatic, they grab up Windrunner. Here's a hero that I don't see as frequently as once we used to. She used to be pretty much the go-to suicide solo hero, and then sort of been starting to get replaced by stuff like Prophet as well as Darkseid when he sneaks through. Windrunner, though, has been picked up this time around, so I'm fully expecting to see her in the suicide lane. Rasta being picked up by Dignitas. Now they've got some decent push in the form of Rasta. No real split push here. Nagasiren can do a little bit once she gets her items, and oh... Okay, so it's going to be Juggernaut, and pretty much this was Navi's early answer before Juggernaut started getting banned left, right, and center. This was Navi's answer to Nagasiren. It's basically Juggernaut because he's actually very difficult to kill. Basically, if they initiate on him, he can basically jump, just go straight into Omni Slash, and then come out of Omni Slash with his spin. And that is actually pretty damn effective, and he can do a ton of damage with it. It's very, very painful. And also, just throwing the healing ward as well is extremely painful. Healing ward is actually extremely powerful. It gives so much regeneration, so you can throw that down before going and starting leaping around and bouncing with Omni Slash, and back that up with Chen. That is a lot of healing on the Fnatic side. The question is, can they pull it off? Of course, the whole Juggernaut lineup was more of a Na'Vi thing. In fact, they did this in Dota 1 as well, and I have not seen any other team really adopt this. Of course, I've seen Complexity on the odd occasion pick up Juggernaut, but it was more for his... They picked him up more for his carry potential, less so for his counter initiation and his push power with Healing Ward. And Beastmaster is the final pick for Dignitas. Now, I like this just because it's going to help them shut down key heroes, shut down stuff like Linnea or Juggernaut or Chen. Being able to pick off those key heroes is going to be extremely powerful. Now, I think in this case, Nagasiren's basically the trick here to Dignitas' lineup. They're going to send Nagasiren in, going to just try and slow down the fight, and allow Queen of Pain and Titan to position for perfect nukes, and also give time for Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman could also walk in off this, throw down wards, and just instantly ward trap someone. So Dignitas' lineup is pretty much going to be revolving around Nagasiren. And the question is, can they force these fights? Because if they can't force these fights, well, Fnatic, they're going to be in a pretty strong position. And Fnatic, though, they don't have that much split push available either to try and counter this. So we'll see how they go down in these big team fights. But honestly, Dignitas do have the advantage in these team fights, just purely from lineup alone. Now we'll call out the players here. Okay, so on the Radiant side, playing for Dignitas, we have Fogged on the Queen of Pain, Tides of Time on Tidehunter, Shadow Shaman being played by Way Too Sexy, I2000 on the Nagasiren, and snaking there on the Beastmaster. On the Dire side, playing for Fnatic, we have Oh My Schneckles playing Venomancer, Notal playing Chen, Trixie on Windrunner, Era playing Juggernaut, and Hanny on the Templar Assassin. And it looks like we're going to have Venomancer and Juggernaut going to the top lane, and they'll be taking on Beastmaster. I'm quite expecting Snaking just to go, you know what, screw this lane, throw a few wild axes around, and then just focus on stacking this ancient camp. The question is whether or not someone will be a jerk and block it, so we can't do that. Queen of Pain going mid, fairly stock center stuff, because of course Fogged is playing it. We're going to have Tides of Time, as well as Way Too Sexy. They're going to be backing up the Nagasiren here. Now this is a very painful lane. A lot of slow, a lot of disable, and honestly, there's not a whole lot Trixie's going to be able to do about this. If they decide to make his life hell, it will happen. He will not be able to get anywhere near the creep wave, not be able to leech any experience. And of course, Windrunner, one of the downsides to picking Windrunner as your suicide solo, even though she's pretty damn good at it, when the lane is too hot, it is just too hot, and she doesn't have the option to duck into the jungle and farm that easily. She will be completely reliant on either spamming power shot or pulling into the creep wave. See, the rune has spawned bottom. I don't know, it's top actually. It's spawn top, it is a regen. Schneckle's just going to pick that up. Meanwhile, Winrun already copying a lot of damage, just slow being thrown out on. You see that damage from the level 1 Ether Shock. It actually has, I'm pretty sure, the highest level 1 single target nuke beyond something crazy like Suicide Squad Attack. It's 140. That's a lot of damage for a single target nuke. Schneckles, the Beastmaster here, has already spammed his wild axes to clean up and clean up those trees and protect himself in terms of line of sight. Now he is indeed heading to the ancient camp. He will be stacking this. He's just like, you know what, this lane is going to suck up here. Let me just start stacking this for just about the 10-minute mark or so. He'll probably clean that up. Fog now just harassing Linnea there. Now, with the Shadow Strike, she can do a decent amount of damage. That said, Templar Assassin can block a lot of damage with the Fract, and she's going to start hitting really hard. And Trixie, not dead sure what he's doing over there. He just came from behind, says, you know what, hi, just walk past Queen of Pain. Fog just dropping some hits into him. And now, here we go, Chen going to assist here with his Wildkin War Chief, using that Tornado to chase Fog back. Fog's not really going to be put under that much pressure. He can avoid the damage pretty easily. The long range means he can stand a fair way back from the creep wave. And of course his mobility means he can blink around it too. That Tornado is pretty slow. Meanwhile, stacks and pulls happening for Dignitas. Just going to try and clean up these creep waves and really just make Windrunner's life hell. In fact, Windrunner may even just start stacking or disappearing in the jungle to try and do something. Because right now she's level 1. She's had all 30. She's had one creep die within range. And it looks like she may be in a lot of trouble here. Although it's still only level 1 Shadow Shot. I'm just going to attack him a little bit. Going to pop that Ether Shock or not. He's just waiting to see if he can do enough damage. A couple more hits. He needs 2 more. 1 more and he could do it. Trixie, though, just a little bit too quick, is going to sneak away there. Had Tynado managed to rock up in time, could have been a different story. But as it is, Trixie managed... And see, this is what I mean. Now, if this was a Darkseer, or if this was, say, even a Syllabear trying to do the offlane, he'll be in the jungle right now going, screw it, I'm out of here. Because Trixie can achieve abs... And honestly, I think this is why they've stopped doing it. Stop picking up Windrunner so frequently as that Suicide Solo, just because she cannot handle these super hard lanes that pop out every now and then. No counter wards on the Radiant side at the moment. Actually, the Dire, they've also, both teams going for a fairly similar ward pattern, just going for some defensive wards in both safe lanes, to protect both safe lanes. Tidehunter, though, still trying to get that level 2. He's more focused on denying experience here to Windrunner than anything else. Trixie's still completely in so much trouble. Just looking at the farm right now, 17-1. The highest there, Naga, Siren, Juggernaut, though, doing pretty well, 14-4. There's a bit of pinging happening up here. Someone's saying, let's make something happen. There's a lot of pulling out. Meanwhile, in mid, though, Linnea currently sitting on 14-4, very even. Queen of Pain, 14-1. Very, very even in mid. Queen of Pain has actually got some early sentry wards. It looks like she's going to try and pick some people off here. Or rather, try and pick off Linnea if she gets some help there to gank. She's definitely a possibility. Meanwhile, sneaking, just going, you know what, I'm going to jungle too. And the thing is, this isn't such a bad thing. Meanwhile, Windrunner, she's got nothing up her sleeve at all. See, where's she gone? I actually have no idea what he's doing. Windrunner has Trixie has literally just been running. Just been running all over here, and she's not even farming the jungle, not even pulling camps, just running in circles. This is literally what Trixie has been doing, like a headless chicken, just running around in circles around the mid lane, doing absolutely nothing. Maybe he's hoping he can help Hanny pick up a kill, which honestly he can't, because he's got Windrun. Maybe if he landed a really nice shackle shot, something would happen. But right now, I think his best chance is honestly just stack and pull the easy camp. That's about all he's got open to him. Definitely some slightly odd, dodgy play, but this is definitely why. Like Beastmaster, this is why he's a really good offlane, because if things go wrong for him, he's got this trick up his sleeve. He can go, you know what, okay, let's just go and stack the Ancients and catch up on that. And he pretty much catches up on the farm as well as the experience he misses out on, provided he manages to succeed in cleaning up the Ancient stack. Windrunner, on the other hand, just nothing he can do. Absolutely nothing. Whereas, even if you throw like a Nature's Prophet in the Suicide lane, you can go screw it and just dive into the jungle and farm that. It's not an issue for him. Currently, neither team really making a whole lot happen. Trixie's still not sure what the hell he's doing. And now we see the supports on the Radiant side slowly gaining those levels. We see the 4-minute rune going to be contested in the bottom lane. It has popped top. It is a regeneration. Linnea, though, going to try and beat Beastmaster to the punch. Beastmaster, though, looks like he's going to sneak ahead here. And he will snake that. Chen arriving too late to do anything about it. Templar Assassin finding... She's going to have to just shuttle the bottle back and forth at the moment. Queen of Pain still with the double. Rev wards there. Tides of Time still pulling away. Both teams playing extremely passive right now. Neither team really wants to play crazy, because if they make a mistake, things are really going to go wrong quickly. And they cannot afford for that to happen. And I think right now, basically, Dignitas is quite happy to play defense. Like, you know what, we've got these lanes locked down. Nagasiren's going to be pretty decent in the late game. Let's just allow this to roll out, see how it pans out. As long as Nagasiren's farming well, which she is, 30-2, but at the same time, Juggernaut also farming well. Error, 29-10. The thing is, though, if they go for an early push, the thing is that they can't really push that early now, because this is the issue. They just cannot do anything about it early on. See, Windrunner now just trying to stack this Ancient Camp. But if they push early right now, they go for like the 15-20 minute push, Windrunner is going to be so underfarmed, so underleveled, it's not funny, whereas Beastmaster is going to catch up. See, he's starting to spam those wild axes. That's all he's got to do, just keep spamming those wild axes, and he is slowly but surely going to catch up. Just using that Soul Ring to continually charge himself up. I think they may actually try and jack this creep. Well, they might actually try and jack a few creep here in a second with Chen, as well as Linnea. Linnea could even go up there and help out as well. She's got a lot of damage. Plus, of course, she can spill over and cleave into them with the side blades. See Chen still harassing something with his tornado. I'm not dead sure what he's doing with that Wildkin. See, now the thing is, Windrunner can stack these, but she can't do what Beastmaster's doing, which is clean him up on his own. They're going to have to devote somebody else to try and help her there. And I think it's going to have to be Templar Assassin. Possibly with Chen helping them out as well. Nobody else really has the firepower to clean that up that easily. Aaron now, he has picked up an early... Looks like he might be possibly going for an early Battle Fury. He has picked up a Ring of Health. There we go. Throwing up the traps, just looking to see if they can snipe any creep. But see Trixie getting slammed by the Ancients. I think he's regretting choices made in life here. Just pops up for a second, gets slammed by the Ancients, and Dragon's like, nah, not happening. Bitch slap Trixie. Trixie has to drop back, and he's going to have to go back and heal even right now. Actually, he's got so many tangos, he's probably just going to heal up off the tangos. Beastmaster having none of that. So right now, Juggernaut still farming away. The question is, whether... I really don't know about this Battle Fury. We'll see where he goes with it. And it looks like they're going to try and push this top. Yeah, it looks like they're definitely going to push this. Go for the push on the top tower now. Ward has been popped out. Chen is here as well. They're going to try and take an early tower. If anybody needs this badly, it's Windrunner, who's back to just... Well, she's going to try and help push top. She still doesn't even have a level in power shot. It's how poorly things are going. The Radiant, though, opting not to defend. They're just going to let this tower go. Or will they? They're rallying top, but they're going to be way too slow. Neither of these heroes have boots. This tower will be long dead before they can get there. They're just going to come and help defend the second tower if necessary.
Top tower has fallen.
Meanwhile, Queen of Pain still farming away in mid. She's not doing too bad. Queen of Pain 33-3. Could be a lot worse considering she's up against TA, who's a big pain in the ass. We see Juggernaut charging forwards here. And finally, Windrunner gains her second level. Here we go, Nagasiren going to try and set things up. There's the split with the illusions. Do we have some follow-up here? Teleport's coming. Foggy's here. Pops down his ultimate. Good hit. Scream as well. Chen pops his heal too late.
First blood.
And Tidehunter. No, actually, no, Tidehunter's not a high enough level to really help out there, but a couple of kills there for the Radiant side. Good setup there from the Song of the Siren. And now Hanny now melding. They know he's there, though. In fact, they can see him. That's why they know he's there. They've got the setup. Juggernaut, though, doesn't have the mana to pop his ultimate. Still a good 20 mana shy on that. Side trap going to slow them down. Going to allow the Dire team to retreat. They might even try and jack this here. Juggernaut getting close. No, pops the spin. Just going to try and pick off Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman gets cleaned up. Another side trap here. Going to go for snaking as well. Beastmaster in a lot of danger there. A Meld Strike as well. Actually, not a Meld Strike, just a regular attack. Popping up red numbers because it did so much damage in comparison to his health. Looked like a Meld Strike. See, Arrow just going to jack this creep camp as well with the help of his teammates. They've also got, I think, 2-3 stacks of Ancients on their own side as well. Meanwhile, though, Nagasiren, where has she popped off to? See on 2.2k. Now, I was about to say that Nagasar may just go for the Radiance build. We've got to remember that O2000, he builds weird. He builds a lot of different stuff, so he may not rush the Radiance. Really depends how he decides to run this. Although he's sitting on 2.3k, so who knows, he may actually just go straight for the Radiance. We'll see. Windrunner now just catching up on these levels. Level 2 power shot now picks up Shackle Shot, so she's finally got a stun available. And there we go, things are looking a little bit better. They should be able to do those Ancients between Linnea as well as the Healing Ward from Juggernaut. They should be able to clean up those Ancients fairly easily. They might actually just wait for a couple more stacks. In fact, Windrunner looks like she's just going to stack this again, which is fair enough. She's relatively out-leveled right now. Doesn't really want to get close to this net. Quite easily shut her down. Just looking at Linnea's farm, 50 and 13, not too bad. Sitting on a haste rune, getting very close to a Blink Dagger. Tides of Time now moving in. Can they set anything up here? Tides of Time, they're still not level 6. Has, of course, been doing a lot of pulling in the jungle, so he's a little bit down on experience. Just going to check the XP chart, still favouring the Dire side. Also, the gold. 2k in advantage to the Dire. Meanwhile, reinforcements being rallied in mid. Trixie is here as well. Notal also, no, he's just going to do a bit of, no, he is here. He's going to stay here. Or he's just going to do a drive-by, never mind. Can't seem to make up his mind. And meanwhile, this means Nagasar is being left alone to farm just continuously. Meanwhile, up the top lane, sneaking into some trouble though, cuts his way free with Wild Axes. Fogged, trying to peel off these illusions, which apparently are a little bit too tanky. Couple of hits are not going to do too much. He should be just fine. Fog though. Ooh, showing up in the nick of time there, and also very, very timely Wild Axes. Meanwhile though, Wildkin's being used to push this back. The Tornado, of course, incredibly frustrating. Something that Shadow Charm doesn't want to get anywhere near, because it will actually do a considerable amount of damage. And Power Shot being used to harass right now, as well as using this Tornado to scout things out. Just make sure there's nobody hiding inside the trees here, because it does give vision. The Dire side, they're thinking about a push on mid. They're just not sure if they want to commit yet. Tidehunter's still in a Ravage, so if they're going to commit now is a decent time for it. I think they're really worried about Nagasar porting in. If she ports in, she could really quite easily set up a big fight. Winterpain has her ultimate up, and that could set up a perfect angle for him. See the slow getting thrown in. They're going to try and pick off Fog. Fog now blinking out of trouble. Refraction eating up those screams. And it looks like they're just going to try and wear down this tower. Nagasar still not arriving at the moment, still farming. There we go. Fortification glyph being popped, although it looks like they're not going to work with it. Just going to pop it just to annoy them. And the Radiant's middle tower likely to fall here. There it goes. They didn't manage to get a trade on bottom either. They could have gone for it. They did have a teleport scroll on Naga, but she decided she didn't want to go for it. 3.3k. Looks like it will be a Radiance Naga. Chen now has got Arcane Boots done and dusted. Let's have a look at the items, see if anything new has been popped out. Error is, of course, looks like he is going for the Battle Fury. In fact, just completing the Battle Fury then. This is going to accelerate his farm a bit. He's going to allow him to push a lane much easier by himself without having to spam spin. There we go. The bottom lane defenses are being rallied right now by the Dire side, getting ready to hold off the Radiant, or even just possibly set up a game. The Red Fog now trying to sneak away. He has gone for a couple of null talismans. Trixie though walking straight into eats a scream to the face, slowed down by Shadow Strike. No follow-up though. They were looking for a net, but not quite fast enough to get in range. I think it's only a level 1 Shadow Strike. Yeah, it is only level 1 Shadow Strike. Looks like the Dire are going to clean this up here, as it looks like Linnea goes down there. It looks like they're also going to pick him off. Queen of Pain jumps in there, picks off Linnea, but then gets taken out as well. That trade, 50-50 on that. It did at least slow down Linnea's Blink Dagger a little bit, but she'll have that in short order regardless. Just noticed that, yeah, there we go. I was about to say. Well, actually, no, the Radiant, they've popped in a counter ward there, and nobody seems to have noticed that there is a Dire ward there, so never mind. Bit of a waste. Looks like they're going to go for the early Roshan attempt. This is going to be quite easy. They've got Shen's creep to tank, and of course they've got the negative armor there from Linnea. She can just go in and meld Roshan. Negative 6 armor is extremely painful for him. There's a counter ward being thrown down by the Dire as well, cleaning off the enemy counter ward. Antitrust trying to clean up those illusions. Not happening though. They're going the Riptide. Tides of Time though. He does have his Ravage up and available there. It's Juggernaut spinning in. There's the Nagasar, and they're going to slow this down. We're going to have Tides of Time sweep in after the stun, or after the spin wears off. There's the Ravage. Only hits one hero. Very much a waste indeed. And this is possibly going to allow Fnatic to control this fight. We've already managed to lose Juggernaut here as well though. as well as 2 kills there for the Radiant side. Radiant side losing both the Naga Siren as well as poor old Rasta. Unfortunately, that Ravage was really, really poor. They just waited too long to get. As soon as that roar went down from Beastmaster, Juggernaut was pinned down. They should have had Tidehunter to move in, and unfortunately, just waited too long to move in. He was too worried about losing health to the spin. And level 1 Ravage, the range was not enough. Only hitting a Juggernaut. Very, very big waste. It's the Queen of Pain though, just going to go in here, continue farming the Ancients. Hanny though, sitting on, I think he's got his Blink Dagger, there it is, his Blink Dagger has just arrived. And the mobility is going to help out a lot, but at the same time, I'm definitely worried. You just see how much more painful that fight could have been. How much more painful that fight could have been. In fact, they actually made Juggernaut waste a buyback during that fight. Just one hero with that Ravage. It was not good. Not good at all. Queen of Pain though, just gonna push on this mid tower. Glyph being popped. And looks like it's going to allow that to push by itself. Nobody following in here, although there's the hasted Linnea. She's going to charge in, only going to pop off 1 hit. Shackle shot to creep, not finding any target there. Linnea now just going, you know what, Serpent Wards, free money, let me take them. That's a lot of gold in those Serpent Wards. Counter Water being done by the Dire side. Being put to, well, basically those Plague Wards being put to good use. Now Beastmaster goes in, gets a Raw down on No Tail. No Tail's some serious trouble. Neck gets thrown in. There's Queen of Pain, gets the ult off on 2 targets. Gonna teleport out. Will she escape? No, she does not. Look at that meld. Absolutely melting Queen of Pain. Snaking gonna escape here. Omni Slash being used up and does absolutely nothing. I'm pretty sure that, if memory serves me correctly, that used to have a mini stun attached to it. Alright, never mind then. Snaking gonna disappear now. Just gonna go back up, and it looks like it's gonna be a free tower kill here to Fnatic. Nice little counter gank from there, but unfortunately the tower goes down, and it looks like, well, Dignitas' hold is honestly, the hold on this game is really starting to slip. They really need to bust out some of these team fights. They've got a great combo here. They've got a really powerful combo. They just need to make it work, and they just haven't done that yet. Queen of Pain being picked off that last fight. Naga not having her ultimate up this time around. It's up in 5 seconds. She's got her ult up. They really need to make these team fights start to happen and pick off a lot of heroes to get back into the game here. You see that the gold really starting to snowball out of control. 7.5k gold advantage to the Dire side. Experience as well, 3.5k roughly to the Dire side as well. They really need to make these work.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We see Juggernaut getting ready to move in here. It looks like, oh, she knows, still doesn't have Omni Slash. Still good 40 seconds out there. Now we've got the big ults up, except for Queen of Pain. Hers is 40 seconds out. Would they really want to have all of them up all at once? But what can you do? At the very least, they've got Serpent Wards up, they've got Roar, they've got Ravage, they've got Song of the Siren, so that should set things up. And now also the Radiance is done as well. This is really going to help them out quite a bit. A, they can split push better and threaten more lanes, and B, they can also, it's just going to really hurt in these team fights. That said though, Juggernaut just wasted his healing ward. That is kind of painful. They really wanted to keep that up in the impending team fight. Well, I say impending team fight, and apparently Dignitas are deciding not to contest this. Just going to harass a little bit. They're waiting on Naga Siren, who did just duck back to pick up his Radiance. Juggernaut though still with the Aegis. I think he's quite confident. His ultimate is now. Queen of Pain should also have hers. There's a shackle shot. That is a great shackle shot. Unfortunately, it looks like Tides of Time is actually getting into range this time. Here comes Ravage, sets the fight up. Juggernaut managed to spin in time. Queen of Pain with her ultimate as well. Managed to throw it in there, but I'm pretty sure the heals... Actually, no, he was pop. How did that miss? That should have done way more damage than it did. There's the Omni Slash. Juggernaut goes down, but he's going to revive in just a second. It looks like the Dire team have control of this fight. Juggernaut's back up. It's a 3-for-1 trade. And now it looks like Linnea also going to try and clean up Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain gets taken out. I swear that ultimate for Queen of Pain did not do half as much damage as it should have. That was somewhat surprising. Actually, okay. Chen managed to pop the mech in time. He just didn't have Hand of God. That's what happened.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Chen popping the mech just in that split instant, keeping his teammates alive. That could have been completely horrible had he not managed to pop that off in time. Shackle shot again, doesn't manage to do a whole lot. There doesn't connect. There's Juggernaut's ward popping down there. We see the illusions being used to harass with the Radiance Burn. Tideside moving in again. He's already used Gush. Can he get a kill in here? Gets hit though. Looks like he's taking critical damage. Tideside likely to fall here. Blade Fury going to bring him down there. Snaking though, getting clipped by the Shackle Shot. Here's the next target. Juggernaut chasing after him. The Radiance though still doing a lot of damage. I-2000 going to try and play stacks on with Juggernaut. Juggernaut's down. Queen of Pain dives in. Going to go for another Scream in 5 seconds. 3 seconds. Can they pick up a target? Schneckles so likely to escape. Going to teleport on home. A teleport out there as well from Brown, I think. Linnea barely escaping. And now it's Trixie. Can he walk away? Trixie manages to escape. And it looks like Shen has been boxed in. Unfortunately, he's sitting... No, actually, no, that's a dire ward. He's fine. They don't know he's there. They're looking for him. And Shen, teleport in 5 seconds. Going to come out here. Will he be spotted? No, it looks like he will manage to escape, just barely. And he will teleport out now. Fnatic, though, really holding on to this game quite well. And unfortunately, that combo just not enough at the moment. Just not doing enough damage. And this is also a gem from Venomouse. It's going to give them some nice map control. This is one of the best things they can do. Once you solidify your hold in the game, or once you get a hold in the game, one of the best ways to solidify a team's control is just to start counter-warding like crazy. Once you remove map vision, a team has to play very, very defensively. And once they've lost all their outer towers, this gives them very little room to abuse for farm if they have to play safe and defensive. Queen of Pain, though, quite poor at the moment. 2100 gold in the bank. Hasn't really managed to pick up any major items just yet. Might just go for an Ultimate Orb here to work towards a Hex, although they see the Raw go down. They're also going to try and pick off Venomancer. Trixie also very low. Great Shackle Shot there. Sneaking, getting pinned down. The ultimate being popped by Schneckles. Schneckles may actually get away. The DOT still burning him, though. Will he escape? The counter attack in mid. Schneckles now actually will survive. He's being sent home by Chen. Also has managed to pick up a Horde of Defiance, which pretty much nullifies damage there from Shadow Strike. Snaking also falling very low. Will need to back up. And there is no follow-up from Fnatic. They do allow him to walk off there. Shadow Shaman, ton of wards available. They really need to keep this gem up on the dire side to deal with this. He's about to try and pop up a ton of vision. There's also Queen of Pain, though, gets taken out by Templar Assassin. Spots him out with the rune up on the ward up on the high ground there, spotting him out. Templar Assassin just jumping on her with a DD rune. No chance in hell. And now they've got a really nice pick-up. That's it. Song of the Siren is up. Ravage is up as well. Serpent Wards are good down for a good minute. And now it looks like Hanny looking for a pick-up. Doesn't find it, though. Gets forced back by the Gush. Chen is up, though. He's got double heals available. Hand of God plus Mech ready to go. If he can get another 500, 600 experience, he'll have level 2 Hand of God.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Tides of Time still trying to work towards a Shadow Urn here. And if Shadow's Juggernaut now has picked up. Drum of Druids, is he going for a... Oh, I'm not sure where... I think this is probably going to be... This is quite possibly an S&Y. I don't really see him getting huge use this game out of... I don't really see him getting huge use this game out of Heaven's Halberd, just because the illusion split from Naga can knock it off, and also the evasion's not going to be as effective this match. We'll see. I kind of feel like he's just going to go for the drums, the S&Y, just to make him really mobile in the fights. But so it is definitely somewhat, it would definitely be a very somewhat unusual build. Honey Monster is asking, why is Error not playing? Pretty sure Error is, yeah, see, Error is Juggernaut. You can see him just there. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure he didn't disappear during the last match. Error is playing Juggernaut right now. Now let's have a look at the gold chart once again. You see a 10k lead to the dire side. Experience is a similar story. Around about 8,000 gold lead there. Let's look at the items now. Fog did indeed go for an Ultimate Orb to work his way towards that. OE2000 has picked up a Yasha. Looks like he'll be going for that Manta style. No real surprise there at all. This is a pretty stock standard build for Nagasar. Nothing fancy like his last match of the going for the double gloves and the Maelstrom on the Battle Bear. Nagasar this time just going straight for a Radiance and then a Manta style. And we see a smoke gank here coming out from... Oh, is that a double? I think they just popped 2 smokes. Somewhat unnecessary, but anyway. 2 smokes here being popped by Fnatic. They are just going to charge into the enemy jungle, look for trouble, see if they can pick somebody off. And in fact, Beastmaster definitely vulnerable. And it looks like they are going to get the pick off on Beastmaster here. He has been spotted out. Pops down his roar in time, but Shackle Shot will pin him down. Easy kill there. 5v1, not much you can... 4v1, not much you can do about it at all. Meanwhile, I don't think they'll go for racks here just because Juggernaut is MIA, rather busy farming the top lane. So, you know what, it looks like they're just going to try and put pressure on mid and buy time for Juggernaut to get this outer tower up top. And they're mostly just going to try and charge around here, just lock down the jungle, and basically do what they're doing right now, which is, see, Dignitas, they're just bottled up in their base. They've got nowhere to farm. The only one that's farming right now is Nagasaran, and she's completely split. And this is just because she can do it. Basically, for her to escape, all she's got to do is hit her ultimate and then teleport out. And she's almost hit level 16. She's very close to level 16. Once she gets that, it's a 60-second cooldown, so she doesn't need to worry too much about wasting it before a fight.
Illusion.
There's an easy tower up there as the Dire team rotates. The defense is coming in, though. Going to try and stop the counter push up on bottom lane. See Chen. It's only got the mech, though. It's still 900 gold in the bank. We've got the pipe being worked on by Venomancer. In fact, he's almost got it. He's only about 200 gold away from that. So once they get the pipe as well, once they get the pipe done, this is going to be, I honestly don't think at this point in time that they really, Dignitas have the combo necessary to cut through a pipe and double Chen heals. They will just not be able to deal with that at all. You see, Venomancer himself is even bulking up. He's got the pipe. He's got the pipe in a second. He's also got the vitality booster just for raw health. And you see here the Radiant side getting more and more creative with the walls, just trying to hide them as much as possible. See, they're going to go for the Dire team, going to pick off an easy Roshan attempt. Serpent was being thrown in mid. Looks like they'll get an easy tower in mid, though. In response, this tower unlikely to have any chance of being denied. Dignitas managed to salvage a tower out of that, but they did give away the Roshan, and of course, Juggernaut picking that up right now. So here, Lennart, DD Rune, going to go for Beastmaster. There's the Roar, though. Gush as well. Beastmaster trying to teleport out. Looks like he will escape. Did have to burn the Roar, though, and that's a good minute plus on cooldown now. Exactly as Fnatic start pushing in. This is quite dangerous for them. That said, they've got Queen of Pain's ult. They've got Tidehunter's ult. They don't have the Serpent Wards, though. This is going to be painful there, though. Ravage as well as Song of the Siren will help them set this up and defend. Nagasaran now just finishing off the Manta style there. She is needed back at base in very short order, though. Teleporting back right now. See Beastmaster even buying back. They know they've got a hold here, or this is going to mean the end of them. The Shackle Shot goes down. There we go. Queen of Pain going for a Scream. Era, though, playing extremely aggressive. Says, you know, I don't care. Let me just kill this tower. I've got an Aegis. Why don't I use it? I think 4 starts away. Then also using Blaze Fury. Going to try and get out of trouble. And he did indeed go for the Sanjin Yasha build. There you go. Shackle Shot only pins down an illusion, though. 2000. He still has double. Oh, you know, wrong. No, there it was a Manta style illusion, also popping his own innate illusions now. And he's just going to send them forward to try and burn the enemy team, as well as the creep, and just basically force them back. Riptiding as well. Here we go, Roar is up. We should also have Serpent Wards in a second as well. Looks like they're ready for a 5v5. Dignitas could try and take this. It looks like Era actually falling. Oh, actually, Era doesn't really care. There we go, the mech has been popped. It's still 10 seconds on cooldown now. And have they got the pipe yet? They should have a pipe by now. Pipe is coming up in 3 seconds as well. It looks like they're going to teleport out. And Fnatic will back off here. They decide they don't want to try and fight that 5v5 just yet. This is buying time for Queen of Pain. She's actually only about 1400 gold away from her Hex. And this will definitely help them lock down Juggernaut. Saw how fast Juggernaut was on the reflexes last time. They went for the big combo. And Juggernaut managed to get the Battle Fury, the Blade Fury happening before they could lock him down after the Song of the Siren. Again, that Riptide plus Radiance Burn used to remotely farm, although this time around the Cleave as well as the crits managed to cut through the illusions. Beastmaster also picking up a mech for his own team there. Fnatic now, they've managed to hit up a smoke. They're going to charge for the jungle, look for some ganks. If they can pick somebody off, that's going to be a pretty big deal. 2000 also backing off here. Of course, Nagasaran can actually farm quite deep into unsafe territory just because she'll hit her ult and then teleport out. That said, needs to be careful. Doesn't want to do that trick too frequently because they will set somebody up to counter it. Also, if they pop it too early, she pops too much, they're going to try and push straight after she pops it and use that 60-second window to make something happen. Speaking of making something happen, Wild Axe is being used. The pipe gets popped, going to prevent a lot of damage here. Queen of Pain actually blinking out, doesn't want to get stuck in. And Gush, though, being used to try and pick up a Chen creep. Side flap being thrown down. Looks like Juggernaut still going for broken mid. Doesn't really care too much about the damage. Backs up now, though. Venomous Gale hits nothing once again. It looks like he's quite happy just to keep chipping away at this tower. They're going to try and get uphill vision though with this tornado. So you can see what's going, make sure somebody doesn't get picked off by Beastmaster. Not doing a whole lot. I'm just going to continue spamming nukes here to try and hold this off. Windrunner. Trixie now the sacrificial lamb that stands at the front because he can. Puts a couple of hits in that tower. Power shot again. It looks like they're just going to back off once again. The Dire say, okay, let's just back up. Don't really want to force this fight. They're really scared about forcing this 5v5 and with good reason. That said though, they do have a pipe. They've got double heals from Chen. They do stand a good chance of living through it. Queen of Pain though, still getting closer and closer to that Hex. Meanwhile, what is Naga Siren working for right now? 2.5k in the bank. May just go straight for a heart just to become as tanky as possible. And Riptide because she... Oh, okay, Riptide because she's trying to kill Chen's creep. I was about to say Riptide just because she can. And that being used to fend that off. Juggernaut sitting on 2.8k, still hasn't used up this Aegis, and it will be gone in just a couple of minutes. Juggernaut now probably getting ready. I just wonder if he's getting ready to sell his drums and let somebody else pick them up for him. See a Hex, also interesting build from Linnea, went straight for a Hex there. This is not a bad thing, because basically they can initiate now. If they initiate with Linnea, jump in and manage to Hex Naga, they don't have to worry about this whole combo. Especially if she gets a BKB next as well. And we see Nagastar, she is indeed going for a heart, picks up a Reaver. Now just working towards the Vitality Booster and the recipe. And again, with that remote pushing, just safely farming at a distance, also taking out some neutrals up there as well. With the Radiance Burn. And the thing is, once Nagi gets this heart, these illusions are going to become pretty ridiculously hard to kill.
Top tower is under attack.
Juggernaut goes for a Helm of the Dominator. Definitely interesting choice. Basically, he can take a ton of damage. I'm pretty sure he can hit the if he manages to pick up a Satanic, he hit the Satanic and basically just heal up massively in between Omni Slash strikes. So this is how it goes down. It looks like they're going to charge in here. They're going to throw the Side Blades down. Side Trap though, not working though. They get the tower down. Aaron now still fighting up front. He's still got the Aegis. Will it disappear? It's getting very close. Going to go for broke now. Going to work on this Rax. Dignitas now. They need to make something happen here. They can't allow this just to go unchecked. They've got to keep an eye on Juggernaut because this Aegis could disappear at any moment. And I think Dignitas also, they're trying to time this. Raw goes down. They're going to try and pick up Hanny. There's the ultimate for Queen of Pain. Just trying to pick up Hanny. Hand of God. There's the Ravage. Trying to set things up. Hanny's health dropping very low. Hanny is down. Tides of Time about to drop with him. There goes the Tide Hunter. But meanwhile though, Era's still working on this building here. And O2000 trying to set this up. Serpent was getting thrown. Doesn't go for the trap. Could have gone for the trap. Omni Slash though is down. He doesn't have that available. Then spins out. This is why I thought he was going to go for the trap instead. Never mind, the ward's being thrown in defense, but it looks like they might hold this off. O2000 taking a lot of damage, being slammed by Juggernaut. They get the kill, 440 damage crit. That's enough to finish him off. Can they get the Rax as well? Arrow, though, deciding, you know, I'm just going to kill Serpent Wards. There we go, now he gets the barracks. The melee barracks is down, and Fnatic, they got what they came for. And I'm feeling very worried at this point in time for Dignitas. Unfortunately, that Ravage was not the best, didn't really combo it all that well, and then Queen of Pain ulting one target. They really need to spread the love around. That said, they did manage to at least clean up Hanny. Hanny now, this is what I mean, dives in, and look at that damage, he's utterly ridiculous! Dives in, hexes, and then meld along with Juggernaut. That's lights out for Queen of Pain. Naga Siren now buying back, gonna try and hold them off, there's not that much she can do. Song of the Siren is up, but she doesn't have any combos to go with it. All the other ultimates are down except for Raw, which just popped up just that moment. Schneckles. 2.2k in the bank. I think he's just going to save for buybacks and the like. Might decide to build up something. Might decide just, you know, get something. Just combine the vitality, or even just, you know, work towards a hex or something to help out his team. Anything at this point in time is really good. Fnatic though, with a firm grip on this game, it's going to take a lot from them to lose it. 12k in the gold, a 12k in the gold lead, as well as a 14,000 experience lead. This is looking very painful for Dignitas. They picked up the Vladimir's offering of Beastmaster, nothing much else though. Queen of Pain, how close is she? Still working on that hex. She has enough for the Mystic Staff at the very least, and she's not that far away from the Void Zone, so she's pretty close to getting a hex, and that will help them shut down stuff like Juggernaut. They really need to be able to shut down this Juggernaut as well as shut down the Linnea. She's quite powerful indeed. See, Naga Siren though, she's only about 1100, she's only about 1000 gold away from getting that heart. An error though, possibly an easy target to bring down. There's the Omni Slash though, doing critical damage. Can he actually finish anybody off though? He's got a double damage rune. And now Linnea pops in. Tides of Time, they're being covered by the Song of the Siren. And then OA2000, he will teleport out. Bit of a buzzkill. That was looking good for a second, but they managed to salvage it. Dignitas managing to salvage it and getting away scot-free. Omni Slash is down for a good 90 seconds. And now Juggernaut working on that Satanic, getting very, very close to it indeed. Just waiting on the recipe now. See Juggernaut. He's getting pretty damn farm. Bring up the actual overall GPMs. You see Naga Siren though still farming extremely well. Just down to the fact that she is just farming so many places on the sea. He's just using and abusing the illusion. He's farming mid with the Radiance Burn. He's farming jungle camps with Riptide as well. In fact, he's even pinging here saying something's up. And now farming multiple, farming. Oh, actually no, it's Juggernaut over there farming that, but he's farming all these camps all the time. This is just why Naga Siren. This is why I really like the Radiance build. He can farm so damn fast with Naga. Smoke being used by the by Dignitas, and honestly, if anything's going to salvage this game, it's going to be a bunch of smoke ganks, a bunch of pickoffs. And if they get lucky, maybe they can whittle down a tower and then a barracks with one of these pickoffs. But as it is, they need to crack down one of these tier 2 towers. In fact, Fnatic in a really strong position, having all these tier 2 towers up, it's really going to prevent Dignitas from basically getting it one easy pickoff and then powering down a barracks. And this is exactly what they need. They're actually going to find one up here. No defense is being mustered by Fnatic. They're going to let that one go.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Dignitas, after managing to snipe that, just back up and say, you know what, let's let the illusions handle that. Roshan is back up if they want to grab that. Venomancer, sneaky wards, managing to clean off the Hawk. And this is Satanic done and dusted. It's Naga Siren finished her... Well, she's picked the recipe. In fact, she's just finishing it up right now. There we go. Naga Siren finishes up her heart. Now she's incredibly tanky. The question is, does she have the damage to deal with Juggernaut? Because the issue is, she's tanky as hell, but at the same time, you look at Juggernaut, he's got Chen backing him up. He's got the pipe as well, and then he's got a Satanic on top of it. I just don't know if Naga Siren can basically kill him. Sure, she could last as long as him, but I just don't know if she's got the power to kill him. And there we go, there's the ultimate being popped by Naga Siren. Did they manage to get the Aegis? I think they get the steal. They do. Naga Siren gets the steal off. And there we go, Ravage being popped too early. A critical mistake. Scream of Pain, as well as the Sonic Wave doing a lot of damage. This time the trap being performed by Shaman. But it looks like somehow Dignitas salvaged that with a messed up Ravage. And Trixie now running for his life, being burned down. No, Trixie gets away, doesn't quite get run down, as Juggernaut gets a triple kill. Make that an ultra kill. Can he go for 5? And looks like they're going to go toe-to-toe or not. It's just going to be illusions. As there we go, the slow being thrown down, and now Naga Siren has got no escape mechanism. Another trap is lying in wait. Naga Siren, there's the slow once again. Pops the illusions. Can she get away? And the third slow. Can she get out? A net there on Juggernaut. But here we go. Hanny's still on his case. And she's got yet another side trap. A Hex as well. Juggernaut is inbound. And this looks like, can he get a rampage? Has it been too long? I actually know the steal. Never mind. The Aegis has been a bit of a buzzkill yet again. Naga Siren being the biggest buzzkill in the game. Oh, never mind. You know what? Round 3, not even going to happen. You know why? Because we've got this stupid skill called Song of the Siren, which kills every single fight. I'm not bitter. Not at all. No. Never mind. So basically, poor old Era has his rampage snaked out from under him. Literally by a snake. Net being used, going to try and get the pick off there on Schneckles. A good 4-staff away. There's side trap being thrown in as well. Not doing a whole lot though. Raw being used. Era now in a bit of trouble. Era very critically endangered. They're managing to get the save though from Chen. Great play by Chen. Looks like they're going to lose a few friends though. Windrunner with her own Hex. Throwing that down Tides of Time. Another net being thrown in. Schneckles looks like round 2 on him is going to prove fruitful. Schneckles gets taken out. But that's alright. It is just a support Venomancer, and they managed to get the save on Juggernaut, which is the biggest deal there. And Juggernaut now, that looks like a butterfly is incoming. Notel seems to be a little bit poor. I think he's done probably most of the warding at this point in time. Windrunner though has surprisingly managed to catch up with a lot of money. She actually has the Hex, the 4 stuff. She's looking pretty good. In fact, if we're looking at the GPM 309, that could be a lot worse considering she literally spent the first 5 to 10 minutes running around in circles. Check the overall CS as well. And just to give you an idea of exactly how ridiculous Naga is farming, how ridiculous her farm is, 422 creeps at 40 minutes in. She is really just farming just about everything everywhere on the map all at the same time. It's Templar Assassin now. Looks like she's working on that BK. Mithril Hammer is more than likely going to be a BKB. Yeah, she's got an Ogre Club as well. BKB climbing up. Corner scroll there. Just doing a little bit of scouting as well. And those are just illusions. Never mind. Thought Hanny might be in some danger. Dignitas, though, surprisingly, they're holding on. I mean, and it's mostly just coming down to exactly how fat this Naga Siren is. Juggernaut, though, getting incredibly farmed at this point in time. Naga Siren now getting a Diffusal Blade. This will help her. Well, I don't know about kiting. Obviously, she has to get close in to do her damage. By the way, it definitely is a strong item to have, and it will actually help us slow stuff down. It like to catch up and stuff and beat down on it as well. And the Purge, always nice against Templar Assassin. Now, Venomancer, it looks like he's combining. Now, that could be an Argonym's, or it could be just going towards a Soul Booster, just to make him... Soul Booster is actually surprisingly cheap mana regen as well as just cheap functional health. So we'll see what he decides to go for. And Argonym's, though, honestly wouldn't hurt either. Any kind of support item, any kind of item they can use to buff himself up, in terms of health as well as mana pool, is always welcome. Or he could just... I think the other option, of course, is to work towards a disable item like a Hex, or even something like a Yule's. Even if he can do something like take Rust, or even Tidehunter out of the fight for a few seconds. Obviously, good. I hear the Hex go down. Trixie, though, in a lot of trouble. They pop the ult going after him. Queen of Pain, though, burns her ult and doesn't find a kill. That's 2 minutes plus, or will she find a kill? Gets hexed in return. Windrunner, though, falling low. Chen, though, coming in for the heal. Tidehunter now moving in, decides to back off, though. And Chen going to manage to get the save there. And Queen of Pain blows her ult, and that's 2 minutes left on that. That said, though, her ultimate was starting to... It's 41 minutes in. Her ultimate was really starting to sort of scale down in power. In fact, at this point in time, she could honestly use an auto-attack item to help her auto-attack stay relevant. That or even... Actually, no, BKB against that lineup isn't going to be that effective either. Lots of physical damage there that does not give a stuff about Magic Immunity. Tidehunter now just doing a little bit of counter warding. Also going to stack the Ancients as well by the looks of things. 2,000, 1,700 in the bank as well. Of course, he does need to make sure he hangs on to a fair amount of cash just for those buybacks. Buybacks, this 42 minutes of the game, buybacks are utterly critical. So even the support starting to save for buybacks is not a terrible idea either. When it comes down to a Rax fight, you want everything and anything you can throw at them. Because the disables that the supports bring are actually pretty critical in these fights. Even getting off a second round of disables can pretty much be fight turning. Fnatic, though, going to make sure they hold on to this. We see exactly how tanky those illusions are. If they leave them alone, they will more than definitely push down a tower with the help of Irradiance just keeping the creep waves down. I'm just wondering if Juggernaut's going to break down that Sanjin Yasha, or if he's just going to keep... So they're getting ready for a smoke. The Dire, well, the Radiant here getting ready to smoke gank the Dire. Could try and dive in the jungle, pick somebody off. That said, Juggernaut not saving buyback, says, you know, I'm going to play a little bit more risky here. We're just going to go straight for the butterfly and grab it out now. And I guess Juggernaut's decided, you know, I'm so unkillable. Let me just get this butterfly and just go to town on everything. And with the minus physical armor as well, he is going to absolutely shred anything he manages to get those crits down on. You see his attack speed is utterly ridiculous at this point in time. You throw in the fact that once he starts attacking that quickly with a Satanic, he is going to be very, very difficult to kill because he's going to steal so much health back. One crit and you'll be looking at, what, close to 900 health stolen back. And the smoke up there. Looks like Schneckles is possibly playing the bait role. Or not, just basically this game is going to be Juggernaut dive into a 1v5 and then try and win it, because why not? Man up, man mode, go. And it looks like they're going to... Nope, that's an illusion. Where's the real one? It's in base, never mind. And this is one of the issues at the moment. Dignitas are so scared about these smoke ganks. Even when they've got vision, they're too scared to step forward, step that far out of the base. In fact, they're all stepping out in the middle as a group. And this is definitely quite painful for them. Trixie now, 1900 in the bank, definitely needs to save up just for those buybacks. They've been spotted out though by the Hawk. In fact, everybody's been spotted by the Hawk now. The Hawk going invisible now. The question is, do they know that the Radiant know that they're there? Titan also just deciding to bulk up there. Vitality booster on him as well. It's pretty stock standard just to start bulking up once you get your earlier game items. When I say early game items for Titan, they've been pretty late game items for him. Spending a lot of time. I-2000, they're going to try... Oh, okay, this is not a bad idea at all. Just going to try and put pressure on the top racks and try and force Fnatic to drop back. I think he's just trying to buy time for Queen of Pain to get a lot fatter than she is. If she can get an auto attack item in there, it looks like she's going to go to town on Era. Era, though, if they go Phantom, and this is what I mean. Era just going, you know what, 1v5, let's go, man up. Takes out 3 heroes there, gets a triple kill, goes for an ultra kill. Queen of Pain, bugging out there, runs for her life. And Era says, sup, you want some, come and get it. It looks like, you know what, they just got to screw it. Let's charge down the middle lane, sweep a tower underneath, or they might even just try and throw it. 3 heroes down on the dives, on the Radiant side, and they do not have buybacks. And this is looking to be GG. In fact, they're just going, screw it, charge. Yeah, I think they're just going to go for the throne here. Or not, they're actually, nope, they're going to sweep, never mind. Or just try and kill these illusions, because they're actually doing a lot of damage to Schneckles there. And they're going to go for a sweep. The glyph gets popped. It might actually be just enough time for them to salvage possibly barracks or not. No, not enough time at all. Tidal is still down, and he's the one that they needed. Song of the Siren could have bought them some time, but as it is, they just let that go. Because, I mean, we've got 7 to 9 seconds on Song of the Siren. Could have gone in and bought enough time for Tidehunter to teleport in. There's a possibility, but as it is, Dignitas decided to hold back and not chance it. But by doing that, they do sacrifice the second set of racks. That said, getting this late into the game, Naga Siren is getting to the point where she can bust down these towers quite easily. So if they can win one good team fight, or a couple of good team fights, they could quite easily just take a racks off that. The Venomancer looks like he's just scouting around. Looks like they're getting ready. They know Roshan is about to come up. See the scouting wards being thrown up, the traps as well, getting ready for this. And once Roshan comes back, well, Juggernaut, 4.4, in fact, they might even give the Roshan, they might even give the Aegis to a Templar Assassin this time instead. Juggernaut not really needing it all that much. When he's got those items, really doesn't need that. Actually, he just freed up an inventory slot, never mind, they will give it to him. Actually, they might give him the cheese instead. Interesting, they immediately back up there. They realised they were possibly scouted out by Beast... Actually, that's not Beastmasters. Beastmasters actually had his Alpha Wolf stolen. Actually, it's not the Wolf. What am I saying? I'm drunk. I'm high. Never mind. That is, in fact, an Alpha Wolf member. It is not Beastmaster's Boar, which is God knows where. Meanwhile, Trixie... also drunk in the enemy base decides, you know what, Era, I can be... Trixie says, yo, I want to be Era, let me just try and 1v5 them. Yeah, not happening. She does actually find out that they're all in their base and they all go back to fight her, and in this case it gave them enough time to basically pick up the Aegis, which honestly, at this point in time, Era with an Aegis can probably kill everybody by himself, so I guess a decent trade. Australia, no, the cheese is not random. The third Roshan, and after that, drop cheeses. In fact, Windrunner just buys back. There we go. Windrunner just buys. I guess Trixie wasn't entirely drunk. I'm assuming that move. I'm going to guess that move was in fact a scouting move to try and figure out and draw all the enemy heroes back to the base, so they could safely get the Aegis. And Song of the Siren is down now for a minute, and Fnatic, they're charging down the mid lane. 2 Raxes down. They're going to charge down the mid lane and then probably sweep the top. Or even just thrown it. At this point in time, they could probably just damn well thrown it. An illusion of invisibility rune being popped there by Hanny. There they go, 4-star forward. Get their Hex on Tides of Time. Can they get a kill here on Tides of Time? The BKB being popped by Hanny. As it looks like something. What the hell? Blaze Fury. Freaking Omni Slash somehow getting cancelled there by the Hex on his target. It looks like we're going to lose Juggernaut. Juggernaut getting pinned in there by the Serpent Wards. Also Hex in there as well. He's going to pop back up in a second though. Hex once again turned into a chicken. Can he get free? Ravage being used to pin him down. Has he got his ultimate? No, he does not. Getting trapped by the shackles on top of that, and Era is likely to die or not. He's going to heal up with a satanic Era. Does not care at all. Another Hex though, finally bringing him down. And Dignitas, they hold on. Trixie also possibly about to die here as well. No, the shackle shot will buy him time to escape. As it looks like they've spotted a gem and true sight. That was Venomancer's one there. The amount of firepower it took to drop Juggernaut was utterly insane. But I think it came down to the fact that I'm pretty sure whoever hexed the guy that he was hitting with Omni Slash actually basically interrupted the Hex. I mean, interrupted the Omni Slash. I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but that was a little bit weird. I don't 100% know if that's meant to happen, but I feel like it shouldn't. I feel like the Hex shouldn't screw up your Omni Slash, to be honest. And had that Omni Slash continued, because that was like, what, 2 hits from Omni Slash and then just stopped dead. Had that Omni Slash continued to go, I feel like that would have been an entirely different fight. If you want to see net worth, what was the shortcut? There we go. So we can see the net worth here, 25k advantage there for 25k there for Juggernaut, 23,000 for Naga Siren, and those two are obviously the big farmers, 15,000 there after that for Queen of Pain. They're also falling a little bit behind, but obviously she's doing a fair bit more ganking. See Winner running for her life, they're 4-staffing away. 10k gold, roughly 10-12k gold advantage there for the Dire team still. Experience wise, 20,000. Roughly 20,000. Beastmaster also with his 4-staff as well. Anything they can use to try and kite the Juggernaut, extremely useful. I'm just looking, and it's actually going to be an Ethereal Blade. I'm not so sure about this Ethereal Blade, but at the very least the Ethereal Blade will prevent Juggernaut from attacking, so there is that. It's 2.6k in the bank. Just thinking what she might be going for. I really think at this point in time, she doesn't really need a huge defensive item against that team. She could probably just go for some damage. As we've seen, Queen of Pain, when she picks up a damage item like a Monkey Kicking Bar, she can actually go toe-to-toe with some hard carries. In this case, probably not toe-to-toe with the Juggernaut because the Juggernaut is ridiculously fat. In fact, Arrow deciding to pick up a Monkey King Bar here, so he is just completely maxed. In fact, about the only thing he could do here is possibly switch out his power treads for travels, which in the late game, travels are just so powerful. Being able to push multiple lanes at once, or even just being able to buy back and then teleport into the fight is a huge boon. Okay, the chat is calling out that Rasta managed to use a Ghost Scepter right before getting hexed, so there was that then. That was what stopped the Omni Slash.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
See their Hex there on Fog. Fog in a little bit of trouble. Managing. Shackle Shot doesn't connect there. Trixie backing up just in time before he gets jumped on. Did actually cup a gush to the face there. Song of the Siren going to try and set this fight up. Also managed to clip a second hero. Oh, clipping all the heroes here. And they're going to try and set something. But where's the follow-up? There is no follow-up. And I-2000 immediately runs for his life. They do manage to pick off Windrunner. We also have poor old Juggernaut does get saved there by Channel, though I use the term saved loosely. It's Juggernaut was quite likely to just try and fight everyone and everything there had he not been sent back to base. Shackles though going to get picked up here, pops his ultimate, but he's likely to die. The ultimate at this point in the game, Poison Nova doesn't do that much damage, so not a big deal. See Dignitas now. They're looking for some kind of opening right now. They really need to just try and lay in a couple of ganks. This is good. Managed to get this gank here on Windrunner. I think she has buyback ready. Yeah, okay. So if things go terribly wrong, Windrunner can buy back. Venomancer not being able to buy back isn't as huge a deal as it would have been about 10 to 20 minutes ago. They're going to sacrifice this mid tower, but at the same time, it looks like Linnaeus is like, you know what, let me just push this bottom lane. They might even just decide to base race, because they can, although it looks like Naga is sending back her illusions to try and hold this off. There we go, the spam being used from the Tornadoes. I think that's actually Chen's Wildkins. So ward's thrown down in mid. Yeah, Chen's Wildkins working overtime with those Tornadoes, but they're not doing enough damage at this stage of the game, not at all. Juggernaut now looking for an opening to move in here. There are a lot of creep though. Can't do a halt. They may actually manage to pick this up. Or not, never mind. They're going to lose all of these wards in just a few seconds flat. Meanwhile, Linnea was threatening the inside of the base there, and they had to back down. Teleports come in. Smart move there from Fnatic, splitting up, making sure they were threatening the enemy racks. The enemy throne.
Regeneration. To my ancestors, I return.
Coming.
Templar Assassin, still with 1400 gold in the bank, still looking for buybacks at the moment. Windrunner still with her buyback as well. Yes, still with her buyback. Juggernaut with buyback. In fact, was that Shen? No. It's Windrunner with 3k gold there. Linnea, not quite enough. Yeah, definitely not enough. Meanwhile, buyback. This is going to be buybacks. This is going to turn into a buyback central war in just a second. Both teams really scared about committing at this point in time, just because anybody loses a major fight here. If they get... Actually, Juggernaut should have buybacks about... Yeah, it hasn't put that on cooldown yet. So Fnatic here, Fnatic could get aggressive if they want to. In fact, they're kind of maxed out, so I'm not really sure about them holding off this long. I guess they're really worried about the combo still. And the focus of Dignitas managed to lock down on Juggernaut was actually extremely painful, so they're going to have to make sure they can defend him this time around. Juggernaut did overextend a little bit too much during that last push on the base. It looks like here Fnatic are looking just for a counter-attack if they can. They're not too worried about charging in there. Ready to bide their time. This is buying time for Naga though to get more and more farm. She has her own butterfly now. The butterfly though obviously being somewhat countered by the fact that Juggernaut does have a Monkey King bar. Naga Siren now moving, going to lead the way. Can she throw it out? No, she's not going to go for the Song of Siren yet. Just going to pop the illusions, send them in, going to try and clear the way. Venomancer blowing his Venomous Gale there on the illusions. See Tides of Time ready to move in there. Both teams are a complete Mexican standoff in the mid lane at the moment. Neither team really wishing to commit and make the first strike. Dignitas also back up. Looks like they're just going to try and get some map control before going after this Roshan pit possibly. Hawk being sent to scout up. See what's going on. 1 minute though to Roshan popping up. Meanwhile, looks like Brown is making motions to say, go, let's go over here and just try and keep pushing the top lane. Keep all the lanes pushed at once. If they can keep the side lanes pushed, it's pretty much going to force Dignitas to back off. This is a bit of a problematic position for Dignitas. The fact that every time they push up, something else is pushing against their base, and they really cannot allow much more damage to happen to this base, because it really is starting to fall quite low, as you can see here, especially the tier 4 towers. They do not have much life left in them. The fact they've had to back off now, this is going to open up Roshan to Fnatic. They can clean it up quite quickly. Ward's revision being removed right now. In fact, it looks like another gem has been picked up there by Venomancer. Naga Siren also getting quite maxed out here. That's a level. Is that level 2? It is a level 2 Diffusal Blade. Roshan also almost up. Both teams know it. So Naga Siren has been spotted out. Going to act as a little bit of bait here if she can. Probably going to charge in. Possibly going to go for another steal if she can. 4-star force. Can she get the Song down? There's the Song. Going to trap 2 heroes, 3 heroes, 4 heroes, 5 heroes possibly. And this looks like they've already put down the side trap there. The arrow now getting locked down by a Roar. Can they get the damage in? There's another Hex. Keeping line of sight. Ravage being popped. Queen of Pain popping her ultimate. And Arrow likely to get taken out here. Can they burn him down for long enough? It's almost enough. They do manage to get rid of Arrow. He can buy back though. Buys back instantly back into the fight. Teleports back in. And now the Shiva's being popped. Jen of True Sight is on the ground. There's a triple kill for I2000. Can they clean this up? Chen is down. Venomancer is down as well. Chen, they're already having popped his heals. Shackle shot. Looks like they've got a couple of kills coming up. Omni Slash is still available. I2000 doesn't manage to get him down on him. Juggernaut going to hold on to that. Can they slow it down for long enough? Some of the Siren is up in 15 seconds. They need to make this kill happen quickly if it's going to happen. Otherwise, she is just going to Song of the Siren away. And there we go. Omni Slash being used for stuff, though. It's going to do a ton of damage to the illusions, but looks like she will manage to get away here. Song of the Siren, 4 seconds, or not! One last hit! A buyback, though, instantly from Naga Siren back into the fray. Beastmaster is still quite bold here, skulking around. But this is probably going to give the Roshan kill to the Dire team. But at the same time, if they skulk around here, Naga Siren could quite easily try and jack it again. Got to remember, she has already jacked it once. Just using Song of the Siren to get in there, although it looks like she's going to be too slow to arrive. She does have boots of travel, but nothing to teleport to. I don't think Beastmaster has a Hawk up to send over. And there we go. This time, Templar Assassin going to be taking the Aegis just because Juggernaut is obviously maxed out here. And Juggernaut has indeed picked up travels just so he can buy back and instantly teleport in the fight. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what he used to get into the fight last time. Now it looks like they're going to try and take out Queen of Pain. Not going to happen though. Queen of Pain blinking out of there. Spidey sense tingled and said, uh-oh, got to get out of here. Did manage to escape nice and easy. And again, both teams still locked at a dead still standoff. No chance to move at the moment. That said, the ball is in Fnatic's court. They do have the Aegis. I'm pretty sure somebody's probably rocking up the cheese as well. I'm just looking. Windrunner like it? Yeah, Windrunner does have the cheese at the moment. Has also got the Vladimir's offering, which is only going to make Juggernaut even more ridiculous than he is right about now. And now a smoke gang from Dignitas looking for somebody to take out. Doesn't manage to find anything though. Fnatic backing up once again. And there we go, Tides of Time now about to get picked off. There's their Hex. Gonna get taken out by the Omni Slash. Pops a Ravage just before he dies, trying to slow things down. Song of the Siren comes in just a little bit too late. And that is going to be wasted there. Dignitas do need to back up right about now. Rasta actually in the most danger here, likely to take it out. There's a side trap, going to slow him down. A couple of hits here. Gets the Hex as well as a ward trap. Shackles though, going to pin him down. And the melds are going to be too much. Juggernaut slashing his way free. And we've got 2 heroes down for the Radiant side and no buybacks inside. This is looking troublesome. Venomancer going to get sent home to heal up. Song of the Siren down for another 30 seconds. Can Fnatic make this happen? I think they can. They should be. If they cannot take out this tower, at least one of these towers, I'm going to be quite surprised. But in fact, they're just going to sweep. There's the net, though. Going to try and slow things down. Error, though, has he got the... oh, he's managed to pop the Satanic, though. Can he do any damage, though? Doesn't look like he's healing up fast enough. The Hex managed to slow him down for too long there. Possibly going to get taken out. There's the E-Blade. Going to finish him off, preventing him from attacking, preventing him from healing. And the damage amp, enough to bring him down. And Juggernaut, I don't think he has a buyback. It's probably, yeah, it's still on cooldown. Can Dignitas fight back here? Can they make something happen? And unfortunately, Juggernaut, way too up front there. Gets cleaned up, nobody protecting him. That said, Dignitas, they haven't got room to push right at the moment. Creeper all up in their face, and they just don't have the gumption to push. The only one who can really push that quickly would be Naga Siren, and she's busy pushing the bottom lane at the moment. Looks like Fog about to get picked off yet again. An easy kill there. Oh, he will actually manage to escape just barely. Beastmaster though getting the raw down. Will he be as a sacrificial lamb though? In fact, no. The Radiant side going to force their way in here with the Song of the Siren going to be wasted. There's a side trap going to make that wasted. A gem has been found on the ground, although nobody seems to have space for it at the moment. Windrunner could drop the wand. Chen actually going to get his hands on it. Juggernaut still dead for a good 30 seconds, and it looks like Dignitas is finally getting this traction on the mid lane. Gonna start pushing in. 20 seconds, in fact. I-2000 is actually just gonna start working on the barracks. Looks like the backdoor protection is managing to prevent most of that damage. Or not. Never mind then. It looks like they might have enough to bring down this barracks. Juggernaut still 10 seconds now. Glyph gonna be trying to slow them down. Not gonna work though. It's not gonna be long enough. There goes the mid barracks, and finally Dignitas get a barracks in the mid. Get the barracks in the mid, put some damage on the enemy base, finally at 63 minutes in. They've been playing 2 racks down for quite some time now. And Tidehunter also buys himself a harder to harass. Going to try and make himself a lot harder to pick off. And right now, Juggernaut has nothing to do but save for buybacks. Actually, what he could... I mean, at this point in time, this is about the time he could sell off the Sanjin Yasha and basically just buy something big. Just go, you know what, screw it, let's go balls to the wall, let's pick up a Rapier and go with that. Or even, actually, a BKB. In this case, I mean, this is the issue. He's been getting CC'd left, right, center. Sure, he's got spin, but the issue with spin is if he spins, he can't attack. So that's actually completely cutting his DPS. In this case, I almost feel like he should just trash the Sanjin Yasha and get himself a BKB. Just because he is getting, the last couple of fights, he has just been getting CC'd down so hard. Looks like they're going to go smoke up. They managed to get rid of Vision here, and the Dire team possibly going to fall on top of Dignitas here. Dignitas, I-2000, no, pops the Song of the Siren. Can we get some counter-attack in here? Ravage is ready to go. Will he mess it up, or will he land it this time? Here we go, hold your breath. Ravage, though, not coming out there. The Roar goes down. Hand of God being used by Chen. The Dire team have popped that. The Ravage not doing a whole lot. Too many heroes, magic immune at that point in time. Handy doing a lot of damage here to Sneaky, trying to run for his life. We've already lost Juggernaut. Juggernaut, though, buying back. Going to try and teleport back into the fray here. He has teleported back to the bottom lane. And Shekel's about to die as well. Omni Slash going to take out Queen of Pain or not. Goes for Rasta instead. There we go, managing to pop him, pin him down with the net, and now I-2000 back up, going to try and let his heart heal him up to slow there from. They don't have the disables to stop this. He will manage to get away, just barely. 2 crits, not enough to bring him down. The side trap, not quite enough to slow him down there. Queen of Pain now picking herself up. Perseverance, looks like we might be seeing a Lincoln's incoming. Again, the Ravage was not fantastic, only hit a couple of heroes. I'm pretty sure it only got Chen in that fight. Most heroes were magic immune when he popped that. Gem has been retrieved by the Donkey. This game's still being drawn out to the max. Dignitas, complete tenacity, holding on. Very tenacious at this point in time, just not giving any ground at all. Radiant team, though, still looking to farm up a few items. They're not wanting to push right now. They will not push until they have... Pretty much it's going to... For the Radiant team right now, their game plan is gank Juggernaut, then push. That's about all they can do. They do not want to push when he's up. As it seems. Or actually, no, they are going to push. They're just going to try and snipe this outer tower. It is fairly low at the moment. But they really don't want to commit until they can put Fnatic on the defensive, because I think they're really worried. Especially with Juggernaut. I mean, one of the things to do, if they let an enemy creep wave get worked down towards their base, one of the things that could happen is basically Juggernaut teleports back and then solos their base while they're out. So that is a bit of a concern. Especially, see, this is kind of what he's doing. He's basically threatening their top racks, and he says, "Well, if you don't come back and fight me, or at least chase me off, I'm gonna spawn mega creeps." And they're going to pick up here. Trixie is in a bit of trouble here. Do we have any follow-up disables? Windrunner and a 4-star being used to get Windrunner out of trouble. And Song of the Siren burned once again. Not going to matter too much, though. It is on a 60-second cooldown. Windrunner running back into Scout. Shackle not land, or does manage to land there. Meanwhile, the push is happening on the bottom lane once again. As Era teleports out, realizes they are possibly going to encircle him. And Naga Siren now has an Abyssal Blade. Okay, that's definitely a little bit different, but I guess it's just like, you know what? Anything we can get to lock down this Juggernaut is pure gold at this point in time. Roshan up in about 2-3 minutes. Let's check. You see that this is one of the big things. Experience lead has really dropped quite sharply. Gold lead as well, you see. Dignitas are clawing this back. Only a 5k lead at the moment. And this mostly, and I think this mostly means just because they are managing to get some of their supports at least a little bit farm. Queen of Pain now, still going for her next item. At this point in time, pretty much all heroes mostly going to be saving for buybacks. Probably the most important thing currently. Sneaking though. I think he's just using the... I'm just trying to figure out where his Hawk is. He's probably just doing a little bit of scouting. Just trying to figure out if there's anybody they can pick off. Trixie looking somewhat vulnerable on his own there. There are quite a few Radiant heroes skulking around. Beastmaster, force far forwards, gets the blink in as well, gets up on top of the high ground, Raw happens, Queen of Pain goes for the insta-give, gets hexed. They should be able to clean up Trixie though, there's a kill. He's got the money for a buyback though, so it's not going to be that bad, but at the very least, if he buy back now and they get another kill on him, he will not be able to buy back again to defend the base. Meanwhile though, it looks like Templar Assassin is going to force the push on the top lane and going to try and force him to respond. Or not, she is actually going to defend, pop back into defend, blinks backwards, gets caught out by the Song of the Siren. Do we have the follow-up? Here comes Tides of Time. Tide Under getting ready to Ravage, here it goes. BKBs have already been popped, no effect at all, doesn't bother to Ravage, says, you know, I've got to wait. Shackle shot, great to pin down Tides of Time. There's the Ravage, waited a few seconds, and that's what they needed. Venomancer also about to go down, Windrunner is dead once again, no buyback, Omni Slash has been used, not doing nearly enough. There we go, Omni Slash being used right now to clean up I-2000. Is it enough? Looks like it will be. I-2000 is dead. Can he buy back? Yes, he can. They hold on to them. They hold on to their bottom racks here, and now they're forcing Dignitas into retreat. Also forcing a buyback from Naga Siren there. This game is just going back and forth like a yo-yo. Neither team can seem to get that final bit of traction on their last couple of pushes. Both of these team fights just proved to be too strong, although that's it. Fnatic looking for another Roshan kill, as it looks like Queen of Pain moving in. Then we got Naga Siren. She could go for the Jack here, although it's probably not going to go for the Jack, as Roshan is too high up there. They are just going to try and pin down Error maybe, or not. They are backing up. Change their mind once again. There's the net being thrown out. Omni Slash is not available. Trying to spin through it, preventing the nukes there from Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain falling quite low at the moment. And there we go. The Raw being used to pin down Hanny. Hanny unable to contribute. And there we go. Juggernaut is dead. Instantly buys back. Ethereal Blade, they're going to try and finish off Hanny. Although, unfortunately for him, Refraction allowing him to dodge the majority of that damage. And actually, Queen of Pain getting caught out. She will actually teleport back to base safely. Nice attempt from Hanny. Unfortunately for him, his Hex still on cooldown there. Now, Arrow needs to be very careful for the next 4 minutes or so. His buyback is on cooldown. Cannot afford to get picked off. See Templar Assassin just going to try and take it, throw Shen. Here we go, Dignitas moving in. They're going to try and jack this once again, or just basically pick off a few heroes here. See the blink in from Sneaking, going to try and find a target to clean up here. Tides of Time doesn't have his ultimate for a good 30 seconds though, no Ravage at the moment. And Fnatic, they back up, they say, you know what, we don't want to fight this. And looks like for the first time, the Radiant might actually get a legitimate Roshan kill this time around. And this time they're going to have an Aegis as well as a Cheese. Now who's grabbed what? Queen of Pain taking the Aegis, and the Cheese being given to, I think, possibly Beastmaster. Yes, Beastmaster being given the Cheese there. And Queen of Pain goes for a Refresher. I thought that was possibly going to be a Lincoln, but she says, you know what? What's better than one Ethereal Blade spam combo with my ultimate? Why not two? Why not two? This is going to get interesting, very interesting in a few seconds indeed. Now Dignitas, they have 6 minutes to make something happen. They really do not want to squander. They really do not want to squander this 6 minute with the Aegis. And in return, Fnatic, well, the complete opposite of Fnatic, they really want to stall this game out. They want to try and split push as much as possible right now and just slow Dignitas down. They want to basically wait out that Aegis, because to be dead honest, Aegis and the Queen of Pain is going to hurt. She actually has a scary amount of items now. Let's bring up the CS. We see Juggernaut as well as Naga Siren up to 644 CS, 600 plus each. Still on the net worth now. Naga Siren though currently ahead, a good 5k, 4.5k ahead. Shadow Shaman though still feeling extremely pobo. Chen also, I think Chen actually has slightly better items. Naga Siren continuing to keep pushing. Oh, wow, look at the damage being dealt by those illusions. I think somebody is pretty much just going to have to try and break this stalemate with a rapier pretty soon. One of these people. I mean, at this point in time, Juggernaut at this point in time could even ditch the Battle Fury for just a bigger damage item. Battle Fury is definitely nice for the whole farming phase, but the cleave is not that useful in the late games because it's unlikely to hit a whole bunch of heroes. Or that said, it will actually help him clean up the illusions really easily. Let me go, Song of the Siren, going to try and set this fight up. Here we go, Ravage. He is ready to Ravage, pumps to Ravage, pretty much only hits Trixie. Trixie is pretty much insta-give though. And this time round, no buyback available. The Rax is probably going to fall here. Juggernaut getting pinned down. There's the Ethereal Blade. The Roar as well. Can they finish him off? Shackles on top. The Ethereal Blade again, as well as the Screamer. The Sonic Wave using that Refresher off. Actually didn't throw down the second Ethereal Blade. Still has it off cooldown. Queen of Pain with that ultimate. Doing so much damage. And I've got to say, I really love this Refresher Orb build. This is actually pretty... Refresher Orb and Ethereal Blade have been absolutely instrumental at shutting down Juggernaut, though he buys back. Going to charge back in. Dignitas now looking for a win here. Can they find it? Tides of Time, they're taking critical damage. Tides of Time is down. The Omni Slash bringing him down there. Can they take this out, though? The final racks, if they can take this. Mega Creeps for Dignitas. Had they brought this back, 2 racks down for what, the last 30 minutes? Correct me if I'm wrong, but they've spent nearly the last half an hour 2 racks down, and they've brought this back. They have brought this back. They've got Mega Creep. Holy crap, they've got Mega Creep, and I honestly do not know if the Dire can hold out here. Of course, Juggernaut with his crits and his life steal can probably hold a lane, but I don't think anybody else has the firepower to do so. Not to mention, that said, at the rate that Juggernaut is going, if they can force a 5v5 down the mid lane and win it, Juggernaut could just charge in the base and just demolish the towers all on his own. So, there is that. And it looks like they are just... Oh wow, those illusions quite tanky indeed. Juggernaut being the only one... Juggernaut being the only hero, except possibly Templar Assassin, can actually kill those illusions. Right now, everybody pretty much down on buybacks, except possibly for Siren. Siren actually has a buyback left. So Dignitas are probably feeling quite comfortable now. They've got Mega Creeps and a buyback on their main carry. Queen of Pain also still has that Aegis and cash for a buyback. And travels. This is a really uncomfortable position for Fnatic. Can they make something happen here? This is going to be a hell of a fight. This is going to be extremely difficult for them to win this. The buyback on all of these critical heroes, even if they win this fight, they're going to be forced back by the buybacks, basically. I don't foresee them being able to take out Nagasiren twice in a row, along with Queen of Pain twice in a row. Even Tidehunter may... No, he doesn't. Beastmaster, no. Rasta does, though. For what it's worth, Rasta does. And those Hexes and Shackles have been instrumental at shutting down Juggernaut. I really think he's probably regretting not getting that BKB, to be honest. There's a Hex. This is what I mean. Hexed and then instantly destroyed. Ravage as well. And this is lights out for Fnatic. A buyback there from Juggernaut. Shen as well is dead. Fogged on a double kill there. I really question this Manta style. It really has not been performing. As Fnatic, I think... yeah, there we go. GG being called. Alright.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Good game. Good go. Oh, don't know about that. There we go. And there we go. Queen of Pain as well as the illusions pushing mid. And that is pretty much game, set, match. Sarah says GG. Monkey King Bar. No, procs, no work for me. Alright guys, this has been TryForMan casting Dignitas versus Fnatic. Holy cow. I know some people are saying a Game of Thrones. I question some of the maneuvers made in this game, particularly the buys from Fnatic, particularly Era, the no BKB deal, but you know what, whatever. His choice. Knows more than me, that is true. But guys, thanks for watching. This has been Dignitas versus Fnatic. Fnatic, unfortunately, not managing to seal the deal. The Dignitas taking a 2-1 victory. Fnatic, though, fighting back in the second round. And honestly, they looked really good in this third game. They really did. They looked like they had this in the bag. Unfortunately, Dignitas held on tenaciously. And Fnatic made a couple of mistakes. Dignitas blew it wide open and took this game back. Now, guys, a big shout out again to SteelSeries as well as Twitch TV. They are our main sponsors for the Premier League Season 3. Make sure you check them out on Facebook. Let them know how much you love this tournament. And also, do attempt to visit the Premier League website, of course, is the premierleague.eu, and you can like us on Facebook here, just over on the side tab. Do make sure you follow us, just comment on stuff. Again, show support for the league. It does help out the competitive scene quite a lot. And if you want to watch this in-game, you can buy a ticket too. It's like $3-4 US. Very cheap stuff. Also, you get